the Tristan Law Show. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristan Law, some retired pro wrestler. Today, I'm your host, Triple H, the man who's supposed to save WWE from Vince McMahon's shadow. The guy who built NXT into the black and gold brand that we all loved. The man who promised change, who promised the future. And now, in 2025, lots of pro wrestling fans are split. Some say that he's playing the long game, booking for the futures. Others say that he's driving fans away, sending them to AEW, making them not pro wrestling fans anymore with some of the most questionable decisions that we've seen in years. And here's the truth. Triple H, he may be the king of kings, but in 2025, he is also the king of controversy. What we are talking about today is we're going to look at WWE's PLEs. Are they having too much? Is the schedule flooded? Is it overloaded? We're going to look at the opportunity that Goldberg got from Triple H. His messy retirement fallout. Celebrity overload. Are we getting too many celebrities these days? Nepotism or legacy talent? Are they hogging the talent? And we're also going to look at roster cuts. Yes, I said it, roster cuts. Where the hell is our truth? If it's your first time watching, whether you're watching live or on demand, is fully interactive, feel free to jump into the chat, asking a question right now. Is Triple H doing a good job with the WWE right now? Yes or no? Right now, it seems like everybody says yes. If you want to hear what I say, stick around till the end. We'll get into it. But we got Heel Vega kicking off the chat saying good morning and God bless. Same to you. He says right off the bat that Triple H is doing the best as he can as Booker. TKO did a once cars into harm. Stephanie Vaquer not having a match at Clash is horrible booking, though. It's a shame. Hey, well, you know what? Thank you for your comments. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But WWE, they have stacked too many premium live events into short time frames this year. When I looked at the calendar, just so I would have a little bit of reference, so I can drive the point home, starting with WrestleMania 41. We had that on April 19th and 20th. 2 weeks later, we had Backlash on May 10th. 2 weeks later, we had Saturday Night's Main Event on May 24th. 2 weeks later, we had Worlds Collide. The only reason I'm counting Worlds Collide is because they had the WWE logo on it. So it's a WWE show. It's not an NXT show. It was a joint show, and WWE was involved, and they put talent in there as well, too. Moving on, the same exact night, they had Money in the Bank, June 7th. 3 weeks later, Night of Champions. 2 weeks later, Saturday Night's Main Event. Again? The next day they had Evolution, and 3 weeks later, the biggest SummerSlam of all time, 2-night SummerSlam in a football stadium, MetLife Stadium. I was there in person, August 2nd and 3rd. It's barely weeks apart. They're just shoving us PLEs. I remember there used to be a time in my life that I'm like, oh wow, there's a WWE PLE this weekend? But no, it just feels like it's back to back. We're not even getting a fair chance here to even catch our breath. Because just when we think we're done, nope, WWE says, nah, bro, we got a PLE for you. If you ask me, all these PLEs back to back on the calendar, it feels like you're being forced to eat Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas, and New Year's dinner all back to back within the same weeks. And then you're going to have a breakfast brunch sprinkled in there. It sounds great until you're like, damn, I have to not wear pants because my pants are too big. I think that we might be getting a little bit too much wrestling. Like Heel Vega saying in a comment, we can't breathe between PLEs. Right now, I think that WWE's in a renaissance. And they're having, thank you so much for your comment, and when WWE is doing good, everybody else is doing great. And I'm not saying that WWE is not doing good because they are doing good, in my opinion. But they're doing an outstanding job 9 times out of 10 when it comes to storytelling. But the issue that I'm seeing or that I'm feeling is that we don't have enough time to all right, digest one and then move on to the next one. One of the terms that we use in pro wrestling, right? Some retired pro wrestler host, Tristan Law, host the Tristan Law Show. Yeah, you know the thing. One of the things they always tell us in pro wrestling schools is that less is more. Less is more. And WWE is just giving us way too many PLEs right now. Now they added another one. We got Wrestlepalooza. And the only reason they did Wrestlepalooza, from what I understand, rumor and innuendo, is for them to counter program AEW. You know what? All right, that's good for them. That's good for them. But I'm going to say this. As a person who does not watch AEW all the time, and make sure you vote in the poll, I'm asking, is Triple H doing a great job with WWE? Yes or no? As a guy that does not watch AEW that often, I don't want AEW to go away. And the reason why I don't want AEW to go away is because as long as WWE has some sort of competition, they're going to do good. I don't consider TNA to be any kind of competition. The reason why I don't consider them to be any kind of competition because they're working together. And from what they say, Ruby and innuendo, WWE has the first right of refusal if TNA ever wants to sell. So now, like, WWE is not going to hurt the brand value of TNA, or could they, or will they? But what will it do for them to hurt the brand value, right? I think that the Wrestlepalooza, even though we're getting another PLE, and then in a couple of weeks we're going to get another one, right? Because we're getting Clash, right? We're getting Clash this weekend, the day after my birthday. And on Monday, the 1st, we're going to be having a recap and reaction show to Clash. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Love when people hit the subscribe button. It means a lot. But we got Wrestlepalooza. And I think that it's going to be great for AEW because I think that AEW provides a different style of wrestling. People that like WWE don't usually like AEW and vice versa. And it's okay for you to not like everything, but don't try to shame anybody for what they like and what they don't like. Me personally, I'm a WWE guy because I grew up in the Northeast. I love WWE. WWE is in my DNA. It's a part of my culture. Do I watch AEW? I watched AEW's last pay-per-view, Forbidden Door, but I watched it on Instagram. I said, oh, that's cool. That's cool. I think I can stomach AEW, and I'm not saying that AEW is bad. I'm just saying that AEW is not my cup of tea. But I can stomach AEW a lot more like that. The question, though, is, does more content mean more opportunities for talent, or does it water down storylines? Because we went from getting PLEs that had 10 matches on them, 8 matches on them. Now we're getting a PLE that we're only getting 5 matches. We are getting pay-per-view. I don't want to say PLE anymore. We're getting pay-per-view style matches on regular television, on Netflix for Raw, on SmackDown, on NXT. We are getting pay-per-view style matches. We're getting great matches to end Raw. We're getting great matches to begin Raw. We're getting great matches in the middle of SmackDown. When that first hour of SmackDown is done, you go, damn, they still got an hour left? Because of that, though, we've seen the ability to get more title changes on regular television. So now you don't have to purchase the PLE, but we're in an environment now to where it's so easy to get the PLE, the pay-per-view, that it's like, you know what, if they give it away on Monday Night Raw or even Netflix with Monday Night Raw or SmackDown on USA in America, you're still benefiting. Like, why does it matter? It's not free TV. There's no real paywall behind the WWE anymore, right? And so as long as you got a username and a password, you got an email address, you got a couple bucks, you can watch WWE. Would you rather have fewer, bigger events that feel special or more bite-sized PLEs that you can binge? Let me know in the comments whether you're watching live or on demand. Let's see what Hill Vega has to say. He said on facts, no more tribalism. He says that AEW forces WWE to step up their game, perhaps more so TKO as opposed to WWE. You're 100% right on that, because when WWE went unchecked, when they were the biggest dog in the yard, they did whatever they want. Now, right, they more. I felt like WWE was more willing to just try anything and to see what happened. But now that they have somebody, they got that little chihuahua just chewing on their heels, it could steal away some of the WWE fans. Because everybody's not happy with WWE right now. They're not happy. They're not satisfied. I'm looking at it like this. I'm a WWE guy. I don't think right now there's anything drastic that could make me stop watching WWE and make me go over to AEW. Don't get it wrong. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a big Sasha Banks fan, but I just can't emotionally connect with Mercedes Moné. Everybody knows that I'm a big Edge fan, but I just can't emotionally connect with Edge. I loved watching the clip on Instagram with Cope Adam Copeland. I don't know what they call him, but his mama call him Cope. I'm gonna call him Copeland, right? Him and Christian hugging and doing a little thing after the match, and they had a good match. That's great. But you know what? It's still not enough for me to invest. MJF, I love MJF. It's just not enough for me to invest. Heel Vegas says that Forbidden Door was great except for the booking of Hangman and MJF. You know what? The thing that got me with the Hangman, no, not Hangman, Will Ospreay. Let me talk about that real quick. The Will Ospreay in the main event. The guy suffered a neck injury, right? A neck injury. And it felt like the people that were there to tend to him couldn't figure out how to put on the C-collar. One of the things I know, I was also a firefighter, fire chief. I wasn't the chief, I was a chief. But one of the things that you learn when you come to a scene where a person has some kind of trauma and you don't have X-ray vision to say, oh, that's broken, no. So what you do is you automatically grab the C-spine, the cervical, right spine, because you don't want any more damage to the person. You don't want the person to be paralyzed. What the hell did they do to Will Ospreay? Golly, it's 11:45 in the morning, and I'm trying not to cuss. But they sat the fucking guy up. They sat him up in the ring. I know it's a work. I was a pro wrestler, semi-retired pro wrestling host. I know that it's a work. I know that it's a show. I know that it's entertainment. But you sat the guy up in the ring after you're putting on a collar on him because he suffered some kind of neck injury? What if you paralyzed the guy? None of that makes sense to me. You sat the guy up just to lay him back down. I'm sorry that I had to cuss so early. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. But that stuff right there is, for me, that's the disconnect. That's a reason to why I can't go watch AEW. Because what they should have did was the less is more. Just like we're talking about WWE's PLEs, it's the less is more. Put the guy in the stretcher, get the guy out. If you want him to do the whole thumbs up thing when he's going out to make him look great, do that. But you should have never sat the guy up in the ring. Back to the comments. Heel Vega said, also, the name of the event is moot, considering the fact that the concept of pro wrestling companies working together isn't taboo anymore. Yeah, 100%. WWE was the person that was the gatekeeper of the Forbidden Door. And now they're working with other people. Granted, it's within their benefit. It's no problem at all. Heel Vegas says the ESPN Plus deal is criminal. It works for fans that also watch sports, with $30 a month for a 5-match PLE's robbery. We truly didn't appreciate the $9.99 WWE Network. You're right. You know what? I'm going to give you a hand clap for that. You're right. You're 100% right. From what I understand, though, that if you already have ESPN in your active cable subscription, you'll be able to get the PLEs for free. So for people like me who don't have ESPN in their active subscription, I don't know how I'm going to watch Wrestlepalooza. Anybody got a couch big enough that I can come sit on it too? I'll bring the popcorn. I love popcorn. I'll bring the popcorn. I'll bring the snacks. Thank you so much for your comments. I love the comments. We're also running a poll. In the poll, if you're watching on your tablet, your phone, or your computer, I'm asking you, is Triple H doing a good job in the WWE? And that is what we're talking about today. Yes or no? Just press yes, just press no. Just let us know. But just when that schedule, the whole WWE schedule felt packed, Triple H booked a retirement match that, you know what it should have been? It should have been a celebration. But it turned into controversy. 100% it turned to controversy. And what the hell I'm talking about today is I'm talking about Gunther and Goldberg, in case you didn't know. Look, that match was shockingly good. It was shockingly good. And the only reason I'm talking about it right now is because Triple H booked it. Triple H booked that. He booked that storyline even though it was short. It felt like we were running just to get that to happen. Goldberg probably showed up twice. They filmed a little couple backstage vignettes, and it was great. You know what? Goldberg. I did a whole episode on that. Watch that. I'm not going to go too deep into the weeds when it comes into Goldberg and his whole entire retirement and how that went, because we did it already. But instead of gratitude, Triple H booked that match. And instead of Goldberg giving his gratitude, he complained about his send-off. Right? Talking about wait till 2 weeks. Wait till 2 weeks. We waited 2 weeks and we saw that Seth Rollins wasn't really hurt. It was a part of the show. Because you got people like Goldberg is a hater. He's in it for himself. Fans are split right now. Is it for the respect for a legend or entitlement? If you ask me, I think it's a little more entitlement, right? Because Triple H rolled out the red carpet. It may not have had sequins or different stuff like that. It was a red carpet nonetheless. And what did Goldberg do? He complained about the color. Oh, my red carpet wasn't just red enough. Goldberg said that Triple H owed him a bigger stage. Maybe he could have wrestled for Wrestlepalooza. I don't know. Maybe Wrestlepalooza is not big enough for somebody like Goldberg. But Triple H booked that match. Triple H could have surely booked that match for SummerSlam. He could have. He could have 100% booked Gunther versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam and still do the whole cash in, but you never would have got the CM Punk match and all that other stuff, right? I don't know. That was in the plans. But what they did was they cut the plans in two and stuck Goldberg in there just to make it work. Goldberg got the opportunity to have 2 retirement matches. And the guy that he super kicked in the head, that he injured, Bret Hart, only got 1 retirement match. Went his whole life being trained by one of the greatest Canadian wrestlers in the world, right? His dad, Stu Hart, just for him to retire against Vince McMahon. We're not doing that again. Did Triple H owe Goldberg a bigger stage, or was this the perfect exit? Heel Vegas says, man, let Goldberg go. And he's also looking for Universal. We need the insider knowledge. Yeah. Universal, where are you? Yeah. Maybe Universal's lurking in the background. Maybe Universal will catch the audio-only version out. Maybe Universal's working. Maybe he's traveling, because we think that Universal works with WWE, but we don't want to know. We don't want to know. I think that Triple H did a good job with the whole Goldberg thing. He made us care about somebody that we shouldn't even care about. And I know Heel Vega wants me to let go Goldberg. That's why I'm not going too deep in this, but Triple H booked that. Look at the retirements of, like, John Cena. Right now, John Cena's on a hell of a retirement tour. Whether you like it or not, I think that John Cena is doing great things for the business right now. And all that Goldberg wanted to do was just put himself over. He's not in the same exact category as Cena. He's not in the same exact category as Undertaker. He's definitely not in the same exact category as Edge. Did Goldberg deserve a bigger farewell, or was Gunther retiring him the right call? I think that, let me know in the comments. I think that Goldberg had a great farewell. He got to invite all his friends. It was in his adopted home state as in Atlanta, Georgia, the city state. And his whole family was there. What else do you want, Goldberg? You got the chance to retire twice. You know what I really think I want Goldberg to do, though? I'm going to say this. I will give AEW a better look if I can see Goldberg in AEW. I don't see why not. I think that Goldberg's going to be frustrated, probably. I think that Goldberg is going to be very happy with the treatment that he got in the WWE. But I would like to see Goldberg in AEW. If Goldberg feels like he... Excuse me, I'm a little sick. If Goldberg feels like he's getting the short end of the stick, go to AEW. See what they're doing over there. I always say the grass is not green on the other side. It's greener where you water it. Fernando, what's going on? Good afternoon. Welcome. Today we are talking about Triple H. Is he saving WWE or is he ruining it? Fernando says that Goldberg in AEW would be interesting. Yes, I agree. As a WWE guy, right? I agree that Goldberg in AEW would be really interesting. For me, it's like a bad car accident. I just want to look. I can't pull my eyes away. But the second that you lose my attention, you lost me. You lost me. I don't think that Goldberg, Goldberg's going to come out there and have 5-minute matches, but can Goldberg break out of that and do more than 5-minute matches? Does Goldberg even want to wrestle again? I don't know. And if that drama wasn't enough, though, with Triple H booking Goldberg, Triple H doubled down on celebrities, and sometimes, you know what? Sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't. You know, I don't want to say the name. I'm gonna show you. For those of you that don't have the benefit of watching this live or watching the replay because you like to hear my voice, you don't like to see my face, and that's okay. I have a photo up right now in the picture with John Cena, John Cena, The Rock, with Cody Rhodes laying down on the floor, all bloodied up, at Elimination Chamber with Travis Scott standing in the corner. The Travis Scott angle with The Rock, it fills it out. It's like flat soda. It was a huge swing and a miss. Triple H was hot for Travis Scott. Travis Scott even got his 4x4 single as the opening theme of Monday Night Raw. Travis Scott went out there and proclaimed to be the biggest pro wrestling fan ever. He loved WWE. Even got a record label called Cactus Jack Records, named after one of the 3 faces of Foley. It's actually 4 faces, because it's Mankind, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mick Foley. It's really 4 faces of Foley. But either way, we're not here to do math today. We're here to talk about Travis Scott. And Travis Scott, he realized that being in the WWE, that he was in over his head. Let me tell you this, though. When it comes to a pro wrestling event, we can take any pro wrestling event in the world that ever happened in the time. There are 2 types of people in that building. Ones that belong buying a ticket, and ones that belong in the ring having tickets bought to see them. And I think that Travis Scott realized that, you know what? He's much better off just buying a ticket. Travis Scott saw that although wrestling is scripted entertainment, it's 2025, we know it's scripted entertainment, there's a lot of realism in the physicality, and I'm telling you that as somebody that stepped in the ring. You might think that pro wrestling is not athletic at all. Pro wrestling, see, I can't talk. Pro wrestling is one of the most physical things I've ever done in my entire life. You have to throw yourself down, pick yourself back up, and you have to think, and you have to listen. You got to use all your senses. You have to be able to be like, wow, the crowd is not buying that. Let's do something else. You got to listen to the crowd, because what you're doing might be, they may not be absorbing it, and you may need to slow it down just so they could absorb it. You know what? One of the classic cases of that is Rock versus Hogan at Wrestlemania in the Sky Dome. The Rock was the babyface and Hulk Hogan was the heel on the fans' turn. That match was phenomenal. I watched that match maybe 1 or 2 days after Hulk Hogan passed. And I think it was great. It was a good match. They were able to call that on the fly. And when you're just so relaxed and can call on the fly, that shows the level of professionalism, the skills that they have. And Travis Scott, he just didn't have those skills. He didn't want to get those skills. That when he had to throw himself down and pick himself up back off the ground, that was a little bit too much for him. Let's see what the chat says. Travis Scott didn't belong, man. That was Heel Vega. Fernando commenting again on the previous segment, he said that people thought Hogan and WCW wouldn't work back in the day, but look how that eventually turned out. Yeah. I think that Hogan, they hit the reset button on him when he went to WCW. He eventually joined the NWO. Don't get it wrong, John Cena's heel turn is probably is the biggest heel turn in pro wrestling history, but it doesn't have the ramifications of Hogan. Hogan's ramification of him joining the NWO, becoming one of the founding fathers of the NWO, one of the trifecta members of the NWO. The NWO changed pro wrestling, whether you like it. And you know how many people are still in the NWO? Because they said once you're in the NWO, you're in the NWO for life.
Thank you.
Heel Vega says that Travis Scott is better off as a fan. I agree. Buy a ticket, bro. There's nothing wrong. Look, there's nothing wrong if you just want to watch me. Because you say, you know what? I don't have the aptitude, the fortitude, the know-how, the want to even talk about pro wrestling. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find this guy, Tristan Law, on YouTube, one of the fastest growing YouTube personalities. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow him and I'm going to comment. I allow you to be a part of the show. I allow you to come into the comments and be a part of the show. That's what we do here. We're building a community with us, like-minded wrestling fans who have an opinion. Every opinion is valid. I don't invalidate nobody's opinion, whether your opinion is great or whether it's the worst opinion ever heard. It's your opinion. That's what makes the show. Travis Scott is a fan, and it's okay to be a fan because, you know, you had a little bit of, you know, name recognition. Yeah, if you want to get Travis Scott out there. I can't name one Travis Scott song. I only know it's 4x4 because of WWE Raw. If it wasn't for WWE Raw, I wouldn't know what the hell it was.
Yeah!
Heel Vegas says that The Rock and Triple H having animosity is also killing their angles in which The Rock was involved. I don't know 100% if The Rock and Triple H are really having animosity. It could be something that they could be creating for WWE Unreal to create that drama in WWE Unreal. I don't know. It's something that we're going to have to keep watching. I love WWE Unreal. It's just a show. It's entertainment, just like everything else. Heel Vegas says that Hogan showing his ability to be a heel was amazing. Heel faction drew a ton of money because we all see NWO shirts today. And the only counter, Austin 316. Yeah, I have my NWO shirt because I know once I'm NWO for life. I don't want to be nothing else. Right now, I'm running a poll that says, is Triple H doing a good job with the WWE? 2/3 of you says yes, and 1/3 says that Triple H is not doing a good job. I want you, whichever way you voted, whether you, and even if you didn't vote, maybe you're a little bit shy, maybe you're poop shy. That's okay. Let me know in the comments why you think he's doing a good job, why he's not doing a good job. You can do that. That's all right. We're family here. Looking past Travis Scott, though, there was other celebrities that felt forced. You had Snooki. Y'all remember Snooki when she was wrestling in the WWE? Yeah, nobody remembers that either. Yeah, forget that one. You had Johnny Knoxville. Remember when Johnny Knoxville had the rat trap put on him when he was wrestling Sami Zayn? I'm not sure that's Sami Zayn's brightest part of his career, but it shows that Sami Zayn is one hell of a professional. And K-Fed, Kevin Federline. You remember when Britney Spears' ex-husband, when he got to wrestle John Cena on Monday Night Raw? I don't know, man. That's something that probably shouldn't have happened. But you still get good examples, though. We get good examples like Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was probably, you know, let me not even go that far. Let me not even go that close yet. Let me go way back. We're going to go way back in the Wayback Machine. What about somebody like Lawrence Taylor? Lawrence Taylor wrestled Bam Bam Bigelow at WrestleMania 11 in Madison Square Garden. Go back and watch that match. That match was a great match. What you have to do, I never forget the opportunity. Let me tell you the story about when I wrestled a guy that probably had no business being in the wrestling ring yet, but I took it as a challenge. There was a guy, and I was tasked by the promoter to wrestle this guy in his hometown. And I saw the guy, and I was like, man, the guy is no good. But you know what? I took it as a challenge. Who the hell am I to tell that guy he can't have his first match? Right? Where do I have the fortitude to stand there and look at that guy and say, you know what, you're trash? I remember watching a documentary with Bret Hart. And Bret Hart wrestled this guy, and I can't remember the name. It was a documentary on the WWE Network. It's on YouTube right now in WWE Vault. And one of the things that Bret Hart did, that he said to make that guy good, that guy was supposed to be like the next Hulk Hogan. One of the things that Bret Hart did to make him good was he just worked the guy's strengths. He didn't try to do anything crazy or over the top or anything like that. He worked within that guy's wheelhouse. So one of the things that I did when I wrestled that guy in Middletown, New York, the guy became a really good friend, is a really good friend. I used that same exact concept, and I worked within his wheelhouse. We didn't do nothing crazy. We just did the things that he did really well. And he beat me that night. That's fine. He beat me. He was the hometown guy. It made him credible, and he still thanks me for that match. And I still watch the match on YouTube. It's a good match. People like Lawrence Taylor, you just work their wheelhouse. You just work them to their wheelhouse. Let's just do what you're good at. One of the things about being a manager, right? Because I've been a manager before at many different jobs. And one of the things that I always do is I like to work my team to their strengths. I want to work you to what you're good to. I don't want to make you do anything that you're not good at. But whatever it is that you're really good at, let's make you do that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to train somebody else up to fill in when you're not here. Because when people are just really good at something, why make them do the thing that they're not? When people are not good at something and you need to perform, you need to come out with an A+ product. Why would you make them do the thing that they're not good at and put the other person that's good at that thing that they're doing at to do the thing that the other person should be doing? At that point, you're sabotaging yourself. So you got people like Lawrence Taylor. Bad Bunny? Let's talk about Bad Bunny, Bob Bunny. Bad Bunny is the one that opened up the door for everybody in this new era. That made you say, maybe celebrities can do it. Maybe because WWE now has the Performance Center in Florida, it might just be a little bit different. That the WWE Performance Center is a state-of-the-art pro wrestling school. That WWE can train a celebrity up to the level that they can get up to and then put them on television. That they have the actual wrestlers. That they have the great minds of the WWE and they're not just learning from a wrestling school. Logan Paul. I don't even consider Logan Paul a celebrity anymore. You know why? I personally think that Logan Paul, he's one of the boys. Logan Paul's one of the boys. He's a wrestler. Regardless of you liking it or not, Logan Paul is a wrestler and he's a built-in heel. Logan Paul's a guy like me. It's going to be a heel for his whole career. Anybody that's ever watched me wrestle, you know I'm a heel. It's what he does. Fernando says, let's not forget Mr. T. Yeah, 100%. I'm going to give you a hand clap for that. Mr. T, without Mr. T, Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, Bob Orndorff, and all those other people in Wrestlemania 1, there'd be no Wrestlemania. There would be no reason for us to do Wrestlemania again in Las Vegas. He's right. Hill Vegas says that LT versus Bigelow was the main event. LT versus Bigelow was the main event. They took a guy that knew a football field much better than a wrestling ring. That knew how to tackle somebody, how to catch a football, how to throw a football, how to run, better than he can bump, hip toss, body slam somebody in the ring. And they put him in the main event. If whoever was working with him, that person deserves all the credit. They deserve 75% of whoever was the team that worked with Lawrence Taylor to get him ready, the people that worked with Bad Bunny, the people that worked with Logan Paul, just to get them ready, the people that worked with Jelly Roll, the people that worked with those people are the people that deserve the 75% of the credit. The other 25% goes to the celebrity because they showed up. Here's the question, though. Is this mainstream growth a slap in the face to full-timers? There's only one way for me to answer that. I got to put myself in the shoes of somebody that is wrestling in the WWE. Pro wrestling right now is very popular. That's the only reason I can have a show like this on YouTube. Because if it wasn't popular, people wouldn't be watching. People watch. I know I do it at odd times during the day, but people come back, they watch the replay, they listen to the podcast, audio only on YouTube. They might watch the audio video version on Spotify. They might read the newsletter. The newsletter is free. Look at the description. Subscribe to the newsletter. Pro wrestling is popular. But if I can make pro wrestling more popular by putting, I don't know, a Jelly Roll in there, one of the most popular brand new country artists in there, why the hell not? It's the same exact blueprint that's being used since WrestleMania 1. And that's as far as I can remember. Could probably go back then. Utilize the celebrities to bring in the people that don't watch wrestling, the people that like Jelly Roll, the people that like Logan Paul, the people that like Travis Scott. I had to mention Travis Scott. Utilize those people to bring them to the WWE to see their eyes. I mean, to see what WWE does. But then again, you get people like me that I like country music. I'm not going to lie. And you know what? I like Jelly Roll, but it made me invest a little bit more in him because he was able to come into the pro wrestling and invest in my business of pro wrestling. I had to give Jelly Roll a little bit of respect. From a money point of view, as a pro wrestler, you want people like Jelly Roll, Logan Paul, Lawrence Taylor. You want those people inside of the WWE. It's only better for your wallet. The more people that watch, the more people that are buying tickets, the fatter your wallet gets. If nobody, I'm not saying that right now that nobody is showing up for the WWE. People are showing up. If you watched Raw last night, people are packing those buildings. For SummerSlam in MetLife, that upper top tier might not have been filled the first night. But for the John Cena night, it was filled. There was more people in MetLife Stadium for night 2 than it was for night 1. Pro wrestling is popular. And why not let the celebrities who already come in with that mainstream value come to the WWE and make the WWE even bigger? Heel Vega says that Bad Bunny doing really good opened another forbidden door. I agree. Yeah, celebrities and athletes have performed in WWE before, but the guest host goofiness turned them off. Bad Bunny rebuilt the bridge. Golly. 12:09 in the afternoon. On God's good Tuesday, you're out here dropping gems, Heel Vega. I think that whole celebrity guest host era of Monday Night Raw, it was straight garbage. It was straight garbage. I don't even want to relive that.
Thank you.
But having Bad Bunny come in there and rebuild that bridge, not even rebuilding that bridge, having Bad Bunny wanting us to go down a road that we never had an interest to go down before, that's Damian Priest probably trained Bad Bunny. Eddie Orengo, the referee, probably trained Bad Bunny or helped train Bad Bunny. A lot of people went into making Bad Bunny what he is. Mongo McMichael became a horseman and WCW champion. That's from Fernando. Yeah. You know, God rest the soul of Mongo McMichael. But yeah, he was a football player that went to pro wrestling. If it wasn't for somebody like Lawrence Taylor opened the door for that man. Mongo McMichael became a horseman and WCW champion. Yup, and WWE, we want Edge. All right, cool. Thank you so much. But which celebrity? But the thing with WWE getting celebrities, and it just feels a little bit too often these days. At some point, WWE feels less like sports entertainment and more like TMZ Live. TMZ has a section to where they cover pro wrestling. TMZ, if you're listening, I don't mind coming to hang out with y'all and talk about pro wrestling. If you guys want a person that wants to talk about pro wrestling, energetic, love talking about pro wrestling, I'm your guy. Maybe we could collab together and make the Tristan Law Show part of TMZ. I don't know. I'm just freestyling. But I'm asking you this today. Which celebrity crossover actually worked in wrestling history? And which one made you roll your eyes? The one that made me roll my eyes was definitely the one with Johnny Knoxville. Because he was promoting the new Jack Behind movie. Gotta stop cussing. I already dropped the F-bomb early in the first half an hour. Can't be dropping too many F-bombs or too many curse words. But there was a Jack Butt movie that was coming out. Replace butt with another word and try to figure out what it is. And that's the reason why they put him in the match. It was goofy. But one that really made me go, huh. It's the same one that made you go, huh. Bad Bunny. But maybe the real issue with Triple H and his booking isn't celebrities. Maybe it's legacy names hogging the spotlight while younger talents wait their turn. Legacy talent is the new nice name. Instead of saying jabroni, they say enhancement talent. Instead of saying nepotism, they say legacy talent. You guys, Charlotte Flair was gone. Where is Charlotte Flair? Charlotte Flair was hurt. And then what happens is that Charlotte Flair comes back, wins the Royal Rumble after a hiatus. Maybe it's deja vu all over again. They said that The Rock was rumored to influence WWE WrestleMania booking. I'll tell you this, though. I don't really buy too much to rumors because I don't know what's true and what's not. I will comment on a rumor, right, and take it for what it is and not run with it like I'm a madman. But, like, Triple H putting Charlotte Flair in a position to win, yes, it might feel like deja vu. But Charlotte Flair, she's good. Like Triple H used to talk about he's that damn good. Charlotte Flair, she's that damn good. I did a whole entire episode talking about her. Talking about, is she a Nepo baby? Yeah, she's a Nepo baby. But you know what? She definitely worked to get to where she got to today. Like I said in that episode, I need to stop giving Charlotte Flair a little bit too much hate and give her a little bit of respect. The Rock, rumored to influence Wrestlemania booking. I don't know whether that's true or not. Maybe it's a skull session with a bunch of people sitting in a room and The Rock was there. And they took his opinions. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has an opinion. You watching the Tristan Law Show live on YouTube or watching the replay or listening to my audio-only version, you got an opinion. Your opinion's not wrong. Your opinion's not wrong. It may not be a usable opinion, but your opinion's not wrong. Let's debate this for a little bit. Legends enhancing WWE's big matches versus booking new stars. I think that, okay, John Cena is a legend. You can't deny that. And John Cena could just go and just book himself just to steamroll through everybody until he's done. But John Cena is booked to win and lose on his way out. I think that, yeah, you could book bigger, newer stars, but you got people like John Cena. John Cena is leaving the pro wrestling business better than when he found it. John Cena is not just in it for himself. John Cena is in it for the betterment of the pro wrestling business. He loves pro wrestling, unlike Goldberg. He loves pro wrestling. At what point does passing the torch, though, turn into hogging the spotlight? For example, it could have been Cena passing the torch to somebody like to Theory, right? But then you have somebody like Charlotte Flair. She's just snatching the spotlight. Where is Austin Theory? I don't know. Anybody seen him? I don't know. But if he wanted the spotlight, it's like that. It's like going for the belt in a ladder match. Nobody's going to go up there and take the belt and come hand it to you, unless you're in a faction and it's like a whole heel thing or whatever. But if you want to be the best, nobody's going to just give it to you because you're the best. In order for me to be the best podcaster that talks about pro wrestling live here on YouTube, weekly, new episodes weekly, and I'm going to come back again and do another episode this week. I just hope I don't get any sicker this week. And nobody's not going to say, hey, you're the best. It's going to take hard work. I'm going to have to step out of my comfort zone. And stepping out of my comfort zone was doing live. Stepping out of my comfort zone is I'm going to interview somebody. We're working on booking the dates. I'm going to interview my first author. My first person that has ever written a book that I don't know, and we're going to bring him into the Tristan Law Show. It's going to be live. To me, that's a little bit scary. So for somebody like Austin Theory, if you want somebody like Austin Theory to get that clout, to become the next person instead of using legends or using celebrities, maybe those people got to step up just a little bit more. I just call Austin Theory's name. I'm not saying that he's not stepping up, whether he's stepping out. That's just the name that I called. Is Triple H leaning into nostalgia because it's safe? Let me let that cook for a little bit. Is Triple H leaning on nostalgia because it's safe? Let me let that cook and go into the comments. Heel Vega said, Tristan, you are the best. Thanks. Like, when I get comments like that I'm the best, I'm humbled. Because on a random Tuesday morning, I have episode ideas running through my head all the time. And I was like, man, you're going to be too sick. You're going to be too sick. But I'm like, you know what? You don't care if I'm sick. All you want to talk about is just wrestling. And I showed up for that. I showed up here and I'm delivering. And for you to tell me that I'm the best, I'm humbled by that. Because you could have did there's so much other things going on YouTube. You can go watch other bigger names on YouTube, but you choose to sit here with me. So I'm not the best. You're the best. Thank you. Fernando says that he loved The Rock, but the involvement last minute abandoned the Cena versus Cody storyline, ruined the Mania main event. I agree. Where is The Rock? We want The Rock back. At this point, I don't even want The Rock to have anything to do with wrestling. Unless The Rock is John Cena's last opponent. Unless The Rock says to John Cena, you can't leave yet because I'm the final boss. You talking about we can't see you? Well, you got to see me before you leave. I'd pay for that. Maybe John Cena could walk around talking about how The Rock sold him false dreams and hopes and just left him abandoned. Left him abandoned to thrive, to live in the world of the WWE when he was just trying to get that last championship. I don't know. Fernando says that this is a very entertaining stream. Thank you. Thank you very much. I tried to make this something because, look, like I said before, there's so many different things you can do on YouTube. When I'm not watching wrestling on YouTube, and don't judge me, just listen. When I'm watching YouTube, I'm watching things like The People's Court. I love The People's Court. Love Judge Million. One of my favorite quotes that she says is, you two deserve each other. I love her. Or Candace Mas Macho, right? Who's more manly? So sometimes when people are doing things, in the courtroom or she's hearing the things, she says, you know what, this seems like a case of Candace Mas Macho. Who is more macho? Who's got the biggest stick? And then I watch body cam videos. You could be doing the same exact thing as well too, but you chose to be with me, and I like to be entertained. That's why I come to YouTube, so thank you very much. Heel Vegas says that he just can't get jiggy with Theory, man. He knows his name is consequential to your point, but he had to say it. You know what? I just can't get jiggy. Nah. With Austin Theory as well too. Fernando says that he hated Snooki being in that Mania match. Out of all the places they could have put Snooki, they put her there. Maybe they should have gave her a Cardi B treatment like she had at SummerSlam. Just come out, wave, and then take her happy behind back home. Here's the question I let cook. The question I let cook is Triple H leaning onto nostalgia because it's safe? If you have a guaranteed star in the can, already known star, legend, Goldberg, John Cena, Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, it only makes sense to use them. It don't make no sense to use nobody else. But it only makes sense if they're going to be there for a short amount of time. It only makes sense that they touch the wrestling business and make it better. Not touch the wrestling business and make it better for themselves. Yeah, they're going to make it better for themselves, but they should also make the wrestling business better than when the last time they touched it. If Kurt Angle came back today to do a match, and like I said in my last episode, if you think that Kurt Angle is coming back, I got 3 bridges in Brooklyn to sell you. And because you're a loyal watcher of the Tristan Law Show, I'll give you the water for free. But if John Cena was going to wrestle Kurt Angle in that last match, I don't think that really does anything for the wrestling business. Because Kurt Angle is not Kurt Angle, and I mean that in the most respectful way possible. Nostalgia is safe, yes, but only if it's giving back to the pro wrestling business, if it's elevating a younger talent. You got somebody like Logan Paul, who's getting ready this Saturday, Sunday, the 31st, because my birthday's the 30th, this Saturday. I might do a birthday stream. I might just come here and just come talk to y'all Saturday morning, because it's my birthday. I think that it's good that John Cena is wrestling in the ring. He is interacting with somebody like Logan Paul. Why? Because when John Cena leaves, Logan Paul's still going to be here. And Logan Paul, regardless of you liking it or not, if the Hall of Fame was tomorrow, I might put Logan Paul in there. I might consider, he's not the first ballot Hall of Famer yet, but I might consider him. I can't wait until the time that Logan Paul wins the WWE Championship. Don't make him win the Universal Championship. That's a consolation prize. Let him have the same exact championship that Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Triple H, The Rock, Mankind, Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund. Give him that championship, the WWE Championship, Undisputed Universal Championship. They took 2 belts, put into one, and said, Roman, carry around this one. I like the fact that Logan Paul is in the ring with John Cena. It's only going to make pro wrestling better. I don't care what anybody says. But while top names hog the spotlight, cuts and locker room whispers remind us that the business side of WWE is even colder than ever. We're talking about, is Triple H saving WWE or is he ruining it? But now we're going to look into the business side. Y'all want to talk about TKO so much? Fine. We are going to talk about TKO, but let's go to the comments real quick. Because the comments on fire today. They're a little bit fire. I'm also running a poll. Is Triple H doing a good job with the WWE? Yes or no? 2/3 of people think that it's yes, while 1/3 think it's no. What do you think? Lock in your vote. Heel Vigor says, hey man, Virgo stand up. My birthday was this past Sunday the 24th. Happy birthday to you. You get a hand clap. Fernando says that happy early birthday. Thank you very much. You see, I like the community that I'm building here, right? Because Fernando even responded to Heel Vega and said, happy late birthday. We're building a community here. There's going to be a day. Listen to me when I'm talking to you. I'm not just a crazy guy that's a semi-retired pro wrestler and a host. What I'm telling you is that one day, pro wrestling is going to come to a town, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be doing a live show in the parking lot. We're going to tailgate together. It's coming. And you're going to be there. We're all going to be able to meet each other one day and have such a great time. And it all starts from here. You guys are the day one people. The people that found me, however you found me. Maybe you found me on the short. Maybe you found a YouTube short and you said, oh, this is interesting. Let me follow that guy. Oh, he does live episodes as well too. I like that. Maybe you found me on TikTok and you clicked the link and you came over. Maybe you saw a short video and YouTube recommended it to you. Maybe what you saw was a live episode and you go, that seems interesting. Let me watch that. We're all going to meet each other one day. It's going to happen. Fernando says that Triple H booking started very strong, but it took a dip lately. I still have faith in him. I do too as well. I don't think they called Triple H the Game because they ran out of names. Maybe they did. They could have called him a lot of things, right? I mean, maybe Triple H gobbled up all the names. He wanted to be the Game. Then he said, no, I want to be the Cerebral Assassin. Then he wanted to be the King of Kings. Then he wanted to be Mr. Drink Water and Spit It Out His Mouth guy. I made that last one up. But when you look at the talent releases and the locker room morale, you got people released like Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, and what WWE is claiming that they're having record profits. And they're just firing these people. They're just telling these people to go home and sit your cheeks on the couch because we've got nothing for you, pal. From a business point of view, it makes sense. Because listen to me. Because you are making extra money doesn't mean that you have to spend extra money. They trim the fat so that they can maximize on their profits. Instead of paying Braun Strowman, I don't know what Braun Strowman was making, but it's going to freestyle here. Let's say Braun Strowman made $500,000 a year. That's $500,000 a year that they didn't have to give away that can now put back into their pocket. Dakota Kai, let's say Dakota Kai made let's say she made $100,000. Let's say she made $100,000. I don't know, I'm just making up numbers now. That's $100,000 a year that they can put back in their pocket. So, but is it budget cuts or just ruthless business? It used to be a time that when people got released, they would let you know on the WWE website, oh, this person's been future endeavored. But now you don't know. R-Truth? What about R-Truth? R-Truth is the one that broke that he was future endeavored. Karrion Kross. Is it a work? Is it a shoot? I don't know. WWE never said that he was officially released. You just don't see him on TV anymore. He's on the alumni section. You might be able to see Karrion Kross at an independent pro wrestling promotion near you. I think Karrion Kross is getting ready to wrestle in Long Island, New York. Just Google Karrion Kross. You'll find it. WWE has money. They're getting billion-dollar deals from ESPN and Netflix, and they're still firing talent, though? Not everybody deserves to be fired. Like R-Truth did not deserve to be fired. Oh, no. WWE has a $1 billion bank account, yet they eat ramen noodles every day because they're broke. They're broke. They don't have any money. While we're talking about the roster, I've mentioned his name 3 times, maybe 4. We're talking about R-Truth. Where the hell is R-Truth? R-Truth got fired. I don't know if it was a work. At this point, I don't know whether it's a part of the show or I don't know if it's really happened. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit the like button right now because you're already listening to my face or listening to my voice. However you consider, just hit the like button. It makes you feel like you like me. And if you hit the like button, that means I like you back. They fired R-Truth. Everybody said the chart started chanting they want truth. R-Truth came back, cut his hair in the ring, and he gave us the spark that only R-Truth can bring us. And now, where's R-Truth? Well, first, he was R-Truth, and then he got fired. He came back as Ron Killings, and now he's R-Truth again. But no matter what, we're still getting radio silence. Triple H hasn't figured out how to use one of the most entertaining, loyal, and universally loved guys in the WWE? Come on. If you want to book R-Truth, when R-Truth came back, R-Truth was hot. R-Truth could have been put in any main event picture. But what did we do? Now he's back, running around backstage and eating catering and just being a guy that works there. R-Truth doesn't need a push. R-Truth is the push. R-Truth needs the camera, and he'll get himself over. He did it himself when he got fired from the WWE that first time. And you know what I'm thinking about now? I need to put together a whole entire episode. Because I want a good R-Truth storyline now. What I want to do is I want to know where the hell is R-Truth. Because I want to go, I'm not going to do it now. I want to save some meat on the bone, so make sure you keep it locked. Make sure you subscribe. Because you don't want to miss it. I got a whole R-Truth episode coming up, and I feel the idea coming up in me right now. I want to talk about his loyalty, his misuse, and his future, and the only way for you to find is for you to stay tuned. Or maybe because you randomly watch this video and you don't subscribe, YouTube might recommend it to you again. But look, if you're booking R-Truth in 2025, what would you do with him? Comedy, a serious run, or a mix of both? Listen, 100%, let me let that cook. Tell me what you think. If you were booking R-Truth in 2025, what would you do with him? Comedy, serious run, or a mix of both? Fernando says that Drew was, wait. Heel Vega says that Braun deserves a tremendous amount of credit for being able to build Jacob Fatu as more of a threat than he already was. Yeah, I'll take that. But the thing with Jacob Fatu is that he had a charisma. You could see his talents shining through, even though he was with the bloodline, the original bloodline. He says that Drew was released and had to reinvent himself in the indies and was now brought back. And look at him now. Yeah, 100%. Heel Vega says, good point. Announcer from Fernando. Heel Vega says, good point. Same thing Gina did, except he built up his physique, and what happened? He became WWE champion. Yeah, he became WWE champion one time, but what about people like R-Truth? R-Truth needs a little bit of love. If I was booking R-Truth in 2025, here's how I would book him. It's too late now. Maybe just book him as the comedy stuff that he was doing before, but the way I would book R-Truth when he came back, I would have booked him as serious. He came back as serious. Everybody wanted him. They cheered for him, and then he came back to TV for like 2 weeks. He randomly showed up on Raw and SmackDown, and then it was like, you know what, brother, we don't got nothing for you. Just hang out in the back. I think the worst thing that happened was that the night when R-Truth came out and to made his re-debut, the night that he cut his hair, memory serves me correct, Triple H was backstage with him and they had a picture that appeared on Instagram hours before. I don't know. But we wanted Triple H to reset WWE for a new era. And to be fair, I think he has. But the question is he making the same mistakes that drove fans away before in the past? Is WWE truly a better place today, or is it just a shinier, more modern, but still stuck in the same cycle of overbooking, shock value, and corporate coldness? I think that WWE is more corporate now with TKO than it was when it was ran the way it was before. Love him or hate him, I think that Triple H has made WWE in 2025 impossible to ignore. WWE is the hottest brand out there. It's hotter than Disney. It's hotter than Marvel. It's the hottest brand out there right now. So hot that they're bringing Bray Wyatt and all that other stuff to WWE, to Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights, or to Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. So let's keep this conversation going, because we don't stop when the live stops. What do you think gained What do you think gained the most under Triple H this year? What does Triple H gain the most this year in 2025? And what did he lose the most? What did WWE lose the most in 2025 on the tutelage of Triple H? Drop your thought in the comments. I want to hear from you. Hit that subscribe button. Share this episode with another wrestling fan, because this is the Tristan Law Show. Thank you so much for watching. I know you like what we did today. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank Heel Vega and Fernando Zayas for participating today. 67% of you feel that Triple H is doing a great job. This is the Tristan Law Show. Because for one thing is sure, Triple H might be the king of kings in 2025, but he's also the king of controversy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Flashing red lights, driving